beauties and cuties. Welcome to Lounging with Lovely. This is your hostess with the mostest, Lovely. How are you guys doing this evening? Today actually is Mother's Day on the day of this recording. And so I want to say happy Mother's Day to all of you beautiful mothers out there. Being a mother is not an easy job, but hey, God blessed you to do it because He entrusted you with that gift. So happy Mother's Day to you. I also want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to all for all of your love, your support, your comments, your shares. I truly appreciate it from each and every one of you. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate the love and support that you're giving me. The more you guys love, show support, and everything I'm doing with this, the more it inspires me to keep going. It shows interest in my story or the life of Lovely. So, hey, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, let's jump into this video. The title says we're talking about the life of friends and friendships. Let's get into it. So, the cliffhanger from the last video was where would you be without your friends? Have they played a huge role in your life? Well, let's talk about mine. So, I always root for the 90s. If you don't know anything about me, I am a big 90s music era person. Like, that's all I usually play because today's music is trash. I said it, it is. And so I'm always playing 90s music. So when I thought about doing this video, the first song that popped in my head was TLC, What About Your Friends? Y'all know about that? You know what I'm saying? What about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down again? Excuse the singing. I didn't never say I was good at that. What about your friends? Are they gonna be low down? Are they gonna be around? Or will they turn their backs on you? Woo! I used to love that song. Not really knowing the true meaning of what they were singing about at that time. But over the years, I have learned that I have had friends that's gonna stand their ground. I have had friends that have let me down. I have had friends that have been low down, and I have had friends that have turned their backs on me. I have learned that with friends and friendships, they are only for a season or reason, and they are not always a lifetime. Hard to accept because, you know, me being the person I am, I'm always trying to hold on to people and make them a lifetime friend in my life because that's just me. And it stems from, I want to say, as I've told y'all, it was just me, my mom, and my brother. And my brother is 11 years older than me. So by the time he was 18, graduating from high school, he went to the military. I'm 7. Okay. So now I have nobody else in the house with me. They say that your siblings are your first best friends or your cousins if you have close cousins. Now, mind you, I'm going to tell y'all something. My mom was almost 30 and my dad was in his late 30s when they had me. So mind you, their nieces and nephews and all my first cousins are in they were 20s and they was having starting their own families. So of course I didn't have that cousin best friend life or a sibling that's my best friend. I grew up like an only child, which is why I vowed that if I ever had children, I never wanted to have just one child because that's a lonely life, okay? So I was that kid that whenever someone would move into the projects, I was a stalker. I ain't gonna lie, I was. I'd be looking out the window, couldn't wait till they moved in and the moving truck went on down the road. I'd give them maybe a day because my mama would be like, well, it's rude to go jumping on people's house and they in there trying to get their stuff unpacked. Let them settle in first. Okay. I would then go knock on the door and I go, hi, my name is Leanna. Can your kids come out to play? Because I had nobody else to play with. I had nobody to fight with. I had nobody to. So whenever new people came around, I was always trying to be the friendliest. I was like the project greeter. I was meeting and greeting all the kids in the neighborhood because I just was looking for friends. So I, in a sense, made a lot of friends growing up that way. And so it's funny because anytime I go back to my hometown, my kids always tell me, Mama, you know everybody. Well, it's because in my lifetime, I have extended myself out as that friendly person to so many people that I have either been shunned or welcomed, but either way, I have been become a part of people's families, a part of people's just they know me, I know them. It's love anytime we see each other because of what we how we were raised. And they always tell you it takes a village. So growing up in the projects was our village. It was just me and my mama, and I didn't have family in my hometown outside of my daddy's side, but we were kind of estranged at times. So of course, it took the village of the project. So that was my family. Hey, it is what it is. It was what it was. And so it took a village. I was raised by a whole lot of mamas. I really was. And they whooped their kids just like they whooped me. It was no discrimination. Okay. So anyway, growing up, my mom and dad, when they were together, they had a couple that they were friends with, and they actually had a daughter as well, who is so funny. We have pictures together in the crib together, so we were like friends since birth. I'm a couple of months older than her, but we've been friends all 41 years of our life. We have our friendship, as I will say, with most of my friendships in life, they have had their times, they have had their ups and their downs, but we still talk to each other periodically. And it's so funny because I just finished reading her book because she just wrote a book about her life. And so I just supported her and got her book and read her book. So in a sense, things still come back in full circle as a friend. We may not talk every day. I mean, we all have our own lives. She got her kids, I got my kids. We have lives. So you don't keep up, but we keep up. You know what I'm saying? And then my parents had another set of friends who they were friends with that had a daughter who I always talk about in my videos as was my childhood best friend. Well, her and I were thick as thieves growing up. When you seen me, you seen her. When you saw her, you saw me. And so that was my best friend. That was my best friend. Even though once we got into adulthood, we fell out. And it was heartbreaking because we fell out over some stupid stuff, but we fell out. But I do thank God that before she passed on, that he brought us back together. MySpace is a wonderful thing. I'm telling you, that's what brought us back together. MySpace. We started talking again on MySpace, and we started laughing. We exchanged phone numbers, and before we knew it, it was like we had never broke apart. And I thank God for that blessing because soon after, not soon after, maybe a year and a half or so afterward, she passed on. So I thank God for allowing us to come back together because that would have broken my heart that she'd have passed and we never would have gotten past the issues that separated us in the first place. So I had friends growing up as kids that I was close with, and I stayed spend the night at their house and they spend the night at my house, things like that. And then, my mom, because it was just me and her, she was forever putting me in whatever program that she could find that was free to I can go do something and be around other kids and interact. So she put me in this program that's called ARP. It was the Adolescent Responsibility Program. I love that program. I met so many other kids. I've met so many people that have become my extended family. So now when I see them, it's always love. It's always, hey girl, hey sis, hey bro, because we grew up together more so in this program from the beginning to the end. We were all together. And I met another friend who is now another one of well, she currently is a best friend of mine. And she's the mother of my godchildren. And from the age of 7 up until 41, we still talk. Actually, I just saw her last week. So we still talk all the time. And but like I said, with friendships, they have their ups and their downs, and they're all the way around. But that's neither here nor there. I've always loved her for who she is and never judged her for anything she's done. So I'm always going to be that kind of friend, regardless of whatever we go through. I'm always going to still be there and have love for you because that's just me and my personality. So after that, she was a year in school younger than me. And we didn't go to the same schools. So I couldn't hang out with my best friend every day, my new little friend every day. So I go ahead and go to school, That's where you meet your other friends at, is at school, right? So my mom and I moved out of the projects, and so that put me in a new school district. So, well, new area for a different school, I should say, because the school district in my hometown is all one and the same. So it puts me in a new area, and I'm missing out on all my little project friends that I know to go be with some new people. I'm gonna tell y'all now. This video is for a whole nother day, but I hate it. Hey, now I'm not gonna say hate because hate is a strong word, but I strongly disliked that school. For the whole little year I was there, it was horrible. But that's for another video for another day. But it was a blessing because there I met my two other best friends. And I tell you, I would have never thought, or I'd have never believed that these two girls was going to be my best friends, which I talk to them to this day all the time. And it's funny because it's just funny because those are my girls. You know, we've been through different things. We've separated in different ways, but we always come back together. And I met them in the sixth grade. My one best friend, she actually ended up being coming homeschooled. So she didn't go into middle school and high school with us. But because we all lived in the project together, because even though my mom moved me into a house outside the projects, we moved back into the projects. And so then when I moved back into the projects, my friend lived around the corner from me. So hey, I still seen her every day, even though she was being homeschooled. And my other best friend, we went to middle school together. And it was funny because her and I in seventh grade thought we was the stuff.com. Y'all want to know why? Because we went to see Criss Cross. And when I tell y'all, we was on a heavenly high. Oh my God. We went to see Criss Cross and we jumped and jumped all night long, and we laughed and talked about how cute they was and which one was her boyfriend and which one was my boyfriend. Y'all know the things you used to do when y'all was young, going to concerts and you had your crushes and all that stuff. Well, that's what we did. And we still to this day, it's funny because whenever we hear Criss Cross song come on, she'll be like, oh, I heard this song and I immediately thought about when we went to the concert and how we this and this. It's just the memories that we have. And so, we still laugh and talk with each other. They both tell me the honest to God truth. They don't sugarcoat nothing. And I appreciate that as my friends because sometimes I go off track. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I do go off track sometimes. And when I do, they bring me right on back on track. Now, they may not tell me things that I think I really want to hear or what I feel like they should be telling me. But as a true friend, I appreciate the honesty that they give me because that's hard to get. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Some people, they won't tell you that. They'll tell you what you want to hear because that's what they feel you want to hear. So that's what they're gonna tell you, what you want to hear. But there are also times where being a friend, you have to be honest. And I've learned because I used to be that tell the friend what they want to hear kind of friend. And I used to be like, girl, well, I understand, but now that I'm older, I feel like honesty is the best policy. You may not want to hear this at this time. You may not feel it is what you want to know. You may not agree with what I'm telling you, but it's what you need to hear. And so you might be mad at me. You might not even talk to me for a couple days. It's cool. I'll be here when you decide to call me, text me, or talk to me again. That's fine. I'm not going to go anywhere because I don't base you not talking to me on the fact that you upset about whatever I might have said at that time. That's just me. I can only be me. So years down the line, I have these friends. I had a whole lot of friends. Like, when you're in high school, you got your squad, and I was never a cliquish type of person. So when I was in high school, I talked to everybody. I didn't just talk to just this certain amount of people because they were all the cheerleaders. No, I talked to the cheerleaders, the pom squad, the football, the basketball, the track. So I talked to everybody. I told y'all, personality gets you everywhere. And I didn't shame. I talked to everybody. I didn't care if you was black, white, pink, or purple. I was talking to you because that's just Leanna. Just me. So I was talking to you. So I never clicked with people. And I still to this day, I don't like clicks. So I don't click to this day. That's just something I don't do. I still to this day talk to everybody. No discrimination. It's all love, boo. Hey, how you doing? So I have now grown into, I got out of high school, I got all my high school friends, and I'm going in adulthood. And my mom died. I had my all my little support of my friends, and this. So now I'm going into an adulthood, and I have learned that every job I have had and any job I get, I leave a mark on people, and I end up walking away with some kind of friends or something. It never seems to amaze me. So while I was still living in my hometown, this was pre-children days, I was working at this cell phone company in the call center. My first call center job. That's exactly what it was. My very first call center job. And I met this young lady. She was pregnant at the time. And it's so funny because her son just graduated from high school. So we've been friends for almost 20 years. 18 years we have been friends. Her and I still talk to this day just about every day, all the time. We have went through having babies together. We have went through the struggles of life together. We have went through the losses of life together. We have went through just the heartache, the heartbreak, and the pain of life together. We have went through the joy, the happiness, and the success of life together. Okay. She has really been a good friend. And I try to continue to be a good friend to her. She has nothing but love for me as I have nothing but love for her. And that's how it's always going to be. So I appreciate her for that, even through it all. Like I told y'all, my disclaimer with all of my friends is, even though we have all been, these ladies have all been in my life for a long time. We have had our ups and downs and our all arounds. We have also taken breaks and come back together, because sometimes you have to do that. Because sometimes you be like, well, maybe let me just go out here and see if it's something out here that's a little better than what I got. Let me test the water. And then you be like, nope, going back to where I know. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. That's my disclaimer. I still love my friends regardless. And the older you get, the more you realize people have lives. Now that we've created families, you got men and husbands and boyfriends. And so, you just got to let people live. You can't expect everybody to be like there for you. You're always going to be my friend and my friend only, because I don't do that either. I don't want you to be just my friend, because it's going to be times that I'm not going to want to be bothered with you, because we need them breaks. Okay. So anyway, those people that I've mentioned have been a big asset in my life. Like, remember when I told y'all, when I was talking about goals, and I told y'all I had a friends that, they were getting their master's degrees. Well, my best friend was getting her master's degree, and she was like, girl, you might as well go on and get yours. So this is what I'm saying. All of my friends are successful, and they all have made a major impact in my life for some kind of reason. That is just what they do. So now let's go on back to work friends. I have a lot of those because, like I tell y'all, every place I go, I leave impact. So since I've been living in the area I live in, when I first moved here, I was working at a utility company. I call my kids the utility kid babies because I had all three of my kids while I worked at this utility company. I worked at this utility company for almost 14 years. Well, maybe I did make it to 14 years, and it was almost 15 years. Anyway, it was a long time. And yeah, remember when I was talking about goals? I told you I started not liking my job. Yeah, that's the job. I started not liking the job. It was so much drama. Another call center job. It was so much drama. And I learned that working with a bunch of women, especially some that are very miserable, is just not it. Okay. You try to come in, and I'm telling y'all, in the mornings when I get up, when I get to work, it's good morning. How y'all doing? I'm like, I'm that person. I'm not Grumpy Joe. I don't need a cup of coffee. I'm walking in, I'm smiling, I'm laughing, I'm blessing everybody with good mornings. I'm like, oh, you look cute. I like your hair. I'm complimenting. I'm doing all that. And some people it's just too much for them. And others, they like, okay, hey, it is what it is. But when you work with a bunch of miserable women, yeah, it makes your job hard. So, but while I was there, in the process of being there for 14 years, I met some amazing women. I have a friend now. She just opened up her own bridal boutique. And I just love it. I have another friend that I met at the utility company who just graduated with her BSN, no, her nursing degree. I'm like, you go. I mean, like the birth of the success that came out of meeting these women into growing into who they are today. And now I can be on the other end, like, I see you, boo. Oh my God. I remember when we used to sit next to each other on the phone and talk about how much we hated these jobs and we couldn't wait to do something else better with our lives. And to be able to be on the other side and be like, look at my friend doing exactly what we talked about years ago. I love it. I love it. And it just keeps growing in me. And I mean, I don't work there anymore, of course, but I still talk to so many of them, whether it's social media, whether they texting, whether we going and hanging out. It's like it's a group of us. We meet once a month and we hang out and go have dinner. And when Corona wasn't hating, and have dinner or have lunch or just laugh and talk and support, just to find out, like, a lot of them are retired now. So, they retired from the utility company. So we just laugh and we talk and we keep up with each other. And, it's like we've all become a family. And that's what I love about it. So, people just out the blue text me, hey, Leanna, girl, I was just thinking about you. Now, mind you, I had this same phone number for almost 15 years. So, of course, when people say, well, let me try Leanna, it's going to be the same number. So they, hey, Leanna, girl, how you doing? I was just thinking about you and this. And that makes my heart feel good because I'm like, wow, I haven't talked to you in I don't know how long, but you thinking of me. Hey, I must be making some kind of impact on somebody. So I left that call center job to go to a smaller call center job. Less drama because it wasn't as many women. It was 4 women and 1 guy. And I love that job. You want to know why I love that job? Because at that job, I had the best manager in the world. When I tell you the best, she was awesome.com. Oh my God, I loved her. Still do. We still talk to this day as well. But when I was there, me and 2 other women got really close. And like we went through a lot together during my time there. And I was only there a couple of years, but during my time there, we went through a lot together. Okay. And while we went through all this stuff together, we became a sisterly bond, a sisterhood bond. And so to this day, we still talk and we still check on each other. Matter of fact, one of my friends, a couple of last year, got her nurse's degree. And while we was working together, she was striving to get her nurse's degree and I was striving to finish my master's degree. Okay. When I tell you we had some black girl magic going on in that office, and we was talking to our other friend who was going back to school because we were like, girl, you better get on the bandwagon. Come on now. You gotta get your life right. So we getting everybody together. And so to this day, we still all talk. It's still nothing but love and success going on with all of us. So I left that job. Yeah, I've left a lot of jobs. Not for it. But I left that job and I went and found another job that was closer to home because that last job, it was like an hour drive to and for work every day. That was getting a lot on me. So got a job closer to home. Okay. So I get in this job and now it's just me and one other girl that works in this position. Okay. We work in this position. It's just her and I. And I ain't gonna lie, when I first met her, I was like, yeah, this is not gonna work. I'm gonna be sitting over here listening to my music all day, every day, because I don't think I'm gonna like her. And I didn't think she liked me either, to be quite honest. So when things started going or whatever, one day she came in and she had a lot on her mind and she was just like, is it possible that I can vent to you? I was like, sure. And from that day forward, we got cool. And it was like, wow. And her and I were laughing and talking. Actually, she was mad as hell at me when I left. I ain't gonna even lie. When I got my current position, she was so mad at me. She was like, I can't believe you leaving me. This is some bull crap. And we was making things work here and then you want to leave. But I hated that job. Now, I swear I have not hated. When I tell you, out of all my jobs, I hated, that would be the first job on my list. I enjoyed what I did, but the management at that job sucked so bad that I could not take it no more. So I left and I came to my current job. 4.5 months after I left, she got a better job doing something that she really loves and enjoys, making a lot more money. And she texts me and let me know. And we still keep in touch and we still laugh. We still talk about I call, I'll text her and be like, "How Granny doing?" Because now that's my granny too. We good now. So hey, how Granny and AT doing? Okay, how little love bug doing? I'm asking about family like I'm a part of the family. Because honestly, in my head, I am. We friends. So now I work at a job. I get to my job and I ain't gonna lie to y'all, when I got there, it was not a lot of black people. So of course, when black people see each other, we kind of try to stick together. So the girl I work with, she was the first person that me and her started laughing and talking, and we clicked. And it was so funny because we were like, um, okay, cool. So her and I were laughing and talking, and then we met. Well, the team that we were on was starting to be created and started to grow. And we met this beautiful little young lady, and she was super smart. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. She was super smart, type fast. She know her stuff. Whenever you need something typed up and you need the right words, we'd be IMing and messaging her and be like, "Could you fix this so it can sound professional?" Because she was good at that, baby. She was excellent at that. And we love her. We felt like she became the little sister. Now we will laugh at her because me and my other friend, who's now become my big sister, her and I would laugh because we would be messing with her because we would talk about stuff because we're the same age and we'd forget that she's not the same age. And so she'd be over there looking like, "What are y'all talking about?" And so we would be like, "Well, we're talking about this, or whatever. And we'd be laughing and talking and stuff, and she'd be looking so confused. And so we'd have to remember the age difference that it would be for her to us. And so then we would school her. Like we told her about when the TV went off. She was like, "The TV used to go off?" Yeah, baby, the TV used to go off. Lord have mercy. So we would forget how young she was because she presented herself in such a highly intelligible, more mature way that we would forget that she was so much younger than us. Oh my God. When I tell y'all, that team that we created or that was created was so fire. It was the bomb.com. I'm not going to lie. We became an actual family. We was the actual work family. We cried together. We prayed together. We would bring out the deepest, darkest secrets together. We became so close that we trusted one another with whatever we did with our job. And you need that, especially when you work with people, because I've had jobs where I would look at you and I'd be like, "I don't trust nothing you telling me. You don't sound like you know what you're doing. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it my way because I don't trust you." So that was something that we needed. We walked away like recently before I was promoted. Our team actually ended up just falling apart. People left, people transferred, everybody did something different. And so the team ended up dispersing. But to this day, we have a group chat and we talk. We text, we talk, we wish each other all kind of stuff. All the time we keep up with each other because the love that was genuine and it can never go. But before I left, there was another young lady that came into the team. And oh my God, when I tell you she was so cool, so cool. I was like, okay, okay. I felt like I'm leaving the team, but I don't want to leave now because now y'all got some more cool people coming. Now I could see this being my next little friend, next little sister. So it was funny because her and I were in a team meeting one day, and I was doing something in my purse and I brought out something from church. Boom, realized that she go to the same church I do. I said, "Well, look at God, look at God, look at God, baby." And so that was right there was an opening. Then she was telling me how when I was training her and she was talking about, I was telling my friends that the one I like, she finna leave and I'm sad she leaving. I was like, okay. She was like, "Cause you were just like real." And I try to be genuine. I try to be very transparent. I don't have no shame in nothing I do. As I tell y'all in all my videos, I am me and I can't be nothing more, nothing less. I can't change that. That is who I am and who I will always be. But I thank God every day that everybody who I have encountered in my lifetime, who I have proclaimed as friends, who I have not given, who I've taken my title back as a friend, who have was friends to an associates, to people who have backstabbed me, to people who have treated me wrong, to people who talked about me behind my back but smiled in my face. That's a lot of that going on in this world. I thank God for all the people who I have had in my life. Whether you were a childhood friend, a work friend, a church friend, it don't matter. I thank God because every one of you have made some kind of impact on my life and made a difference in my life in some kind of way. It is a blessing to still be able to call some of these women I just talked about a blessing and be able to say they're still, well, not even some, all of these women, a blessing and say they are my friends, because it is good to be able to say I can pick up the phone and call y'all. That's my girl. I can call this, I can text this person, I can talk to this person, this. So I appreciate that because, like I told y'all, coming in from just like feeling like an only child to being able to say I have a sisterhood of friends and extended family and all these people is such a blessing. So I just want to tell y'all, be careful who you call your friends. Let me tell y'all, like I tell my daughter all the time, everybody is not worthy of that title friend, because people will do whatever they can do to say they're your friend when really they aren't your friend. You have to see and sometimes test people to see if they really are a friend to you. And I'm learning. Like I said, every day is a day of learning about being a friend or not. Who, if people are trustworthy enough for me to say, yeah, that's my friend or whatever. So people are who they are. And when people show you who they are, you have to believe that and trust that. Okay. Just don't sit back and act like it's not, act like it's not what it is, because it really is. They gonna show you they card. Read it, believe it, and then learn how to put them in the box that they belong in. Okay, because in life I used to like just cut people off. Don't talk to me, don't mess with me, fine, cut you off, I'm done. But my pastor preached a sermon one Sunday and he said, don't cut people off. You have to figure out what box those people go in. So you're going to have those friends that you talked about with business. You're going to have those people that you can talk about your ghetto, talk about people stuff, your gossip. You're going to have those people that you can talk about your dreams, your aspirations, and your goals with. You're going to have those people that you can just shoot the stuff with. You know what I'm saying? You have to figure out which box each one of your friends go in. Categorize them. Put them where they belong. And then you know what kind of conversation you can have with each of them when you need to have that conversation. So I hope that me talking about my friends and all that kind of like, helped you guys out. If you're having issues with friends, you know, love them from afar, because I have a lot of people that I don't deal with and I just love them from afar. If I see them, if I pop up on them, or if they pop up on me, hey, how you doing? And I keep it pushing because I know what box I put you in. So that's something that you all should have to keep in the back of your mind. So I'm going to give you guys the cliffhanger for the next video, and it goes a little something like this. With all the craziness going on in the world today, what do you think is going to happen next? And are you ready? I know I'm not ready, but it is what it is, because guess what? This is going to be the new normal and we have to get ready. Thank you all for watching my channel and watching my video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you haven't already, hit the notification bell for when a new video is uploaded. You will be notified. Also, I have decided that every Wednesday will be the day that I will upload a new video. So every Wednesday, look out for a new video of Lounging with Lovely. Thank you guys. Have a good night. Bye. Mwah.